Mr. Chairman, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good afternoon and warm greetings from the Caribbean. It is indeed an honor and a privilege to be here with you today and to celebrate this 5th anniversary of the Blue Justice Initiative. Protection of the marine resources and ecosystems are very important for Caribbean countries, not just because of the need for their sustainability, but because our countries and people are highly dependent on these important resources for livelihoods, food and nutrition security, trade, recreation, tourism, culture, and the social and economic stability of many coastal and rural communities. Indeed, our ocean resources are very important strategic assets for long-term sustainable development of our countries and resilience of our communities. The international legal and policy framework within which countries exercise control over the marine environment and promote sustainable use of the ocean resources include the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, the United Nations Fish Stocks Agreement, the FAO Agreement on Port States Measure to combat IUU fishing, the Convention on Biological Diversity and its recent instruments, such as the Global Biodiversity Framework, and also the more recent instruments associated with the BBNJ, as well as the WTO Fisheries Subsidies Agreement. But in addition, there are important non-binding instruments, such as the FAO Code of Conduct for Responsible Fisheries and its IPOA, such as the IPOA dealing with IUU fishing, as well as the Sustainable Development Goals, in particular SDG 14 dealing with life below water. Now, the Copenhagen Declaration on Transnational Organized Crime in the Fisheries sector has emerged, in our opinion, as one of those very significant international non-binding instruments that is very important to countries like ours, developing countries and small island developing countries like those in the Caribbean in particular, because the initiative shares the same goals and objectives as our countries, and also because of the tangible, specific support and measures that are available to help us in a practical way to deal with IUU fishing, and that is through the Blue Justice Initiative. The declaration is supported by the Blue Justice Initiative, and that is very, very important because we have many instruments with nothing to support them, and it's a challenge for countries like ours in the Caribbean to find the resources to do the things that we need to do. So even when we have the commitment and the desire and the will, very often we lack the specific resources. So the Copenhagen Declaration is very, very important because it recognizes the threat posed by transnational organized crime in the fisheries sector, including IUU fishing. It acknowledges the link between IUU fishing and other forms of organized crime, such as human trafficking, forced labor, smuggling, including small arms and narcotics. It emphasizes the need for enhanced international and regional cooperation and coordination and the sharing of information, intelligence, and best practices among countries to tackle these crimes. And very important, especially for us in the Caribbean, it emphasizes the need for cooperation at the regional and international level, building capacity and access to available digital technology tools to help us combat organized crime and IUU fishing. We, the Caribbean SIDS, are very concerned about fisheries crime not only because of the damage to the fish stocks and the marine biodiversity and the fragile marine ecosystems, which are so important for us, but because of the economic losses to our states and to our people as well. Fisheries crime, as you heard, undermine the significant sacrifices that our countries and our law-abiding fishers make in order to conserve and protect the fish stocks and the marine ecosystems. In these difficult times, characterized by high levels of unemployment, high and rising food import bills, growing food and nutrition insecurity, rising crime and other social ills, as well as the enormous challenges brought on us by the negative impacts of climate change and ocean acidification. Ladies and gentlemen, we just cannot continue to allow our fisheries and ocean resources to be plundered and destroyed, our conservation and management efforts undermined, and the future of our countries, and indeed our children, damaged by fisheries crime. We recognize the need for urgent, enhanced, concerted measures to prevent, deter, and eliminate all forms of fisheries crime. And since 2020, our countries have made it a priority to work together to combat IUU and organized fisheries crime. In 2021, our countries adopted the Castries Declaration. In 2010, our countries adopted the Castries Declaration as a roadmap for closer cooperation and capacity building in dealing with IUU fishing. We have developed a regional strategy to facilitate regional cooperation in strengthening MCS systems and capacity building towards combating IUU fishing. We have spearheaded the initiative to establish a regional working group within the UNFAO Western Central Atlantic Fisheries Commission to facilitate dialogue and enhance cooperation among all interested countries in the wider Caribbean region to combat fisheries crime and IUU fishing. And these are the reasons why the Copenhagen Declaration and the Blue Justice Initiative have attracted the attention and garnered the commitment and support of the countries, as Gunnar mentioned. So, in 2020 December, we participated in that virtual Blue Justice Conference, which was entitled Fostering Cooperation Towards a Fair Blue Economy Free from Fisheries Crime. And following that important conference, in May of 2021, our Ministerial Council issued a resolution entitled Resolution Regarding the Copenhagen Declaration on Transnational Organized Crime in the Global Fishing Industry and the Blue Justice Initiative. The ministers expressed very strong support for the declaration and the Blue Justice Initiative. They adopted the declaration and exhorted the CRFM member states to individually sign the declaration and participate in the Blue Justice Initiative, and therefore avail themselves of the opportunities available to combat fisheries crime. The Ministerial Council at that time also mandated the Secretariat to convene a high-level ministerial meeting of the countries to provide an opportunity for them, the countries, to collectively sign the Copenhagen Declaration. That high-level meeting was held in October of 2021, and 12 CRFM member states signed the declaration together. And several of them are here today, some are not, but several are here today. And then March last year, during the second Blue Justice Conference, 2 additional countries, having completed their national consultation and decision-making process, they signed the Copenhagen Declaration and joined in to the Blue Justice Initiative. So this is a testament and a reflection of the commitment of our countries to the Blue Justice Initiative and the importance that we attach to it. And Dr. Bellamy has just given you an overview of the Caribbean Hub that was formally launched at the second Blue Justice Conference in March last year. And the hub has been active, and they've had 2 meetings so far since they were established last year. So we remain committed to working together. Even though we have made significant progress, the fact of the matter is that fisheries crime remains a serious matter for us in the Caribbean region. Mr. Chairman, please permit me to express our profound gratitude to the government of Norway for their commitment and support for the Blue Justice Initiative and for sharing their experience and the experience of all of us here in the fight against fisheries crime, and also for making available the information, the knowledge, and the technology tools that are being made available to our countries as we strengthen capacity in addressing fisheries crime. We highly appreciate and value the support from the Blue Justice Initiative, and we commend the work of the fantastic team at the UNDP that they've been doing over the past 5 years. It has been a pleasure working with the team over the past 4 or 5 years. We in the Caribbean are very pleased to be associated with the Blue Justice Initiative and this important celebratory event as we review the progress we have made over the past 5 years and continue to work together to address fisheries crime and all that is associated with it. We look forward to continue working together and to navigating the rough seas towards a brighter and more prosperous blue economy and indeed future for our people in our countries. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Orton. I've moved back in the back of the room. I realized there's more cake here, so I'm standing more strategically to just get some sugar. We're now almost on the final lap. We have a few more speakers. The next speaker is Mr. Ricardo Diaz, who's the director of COSMAR from Cabo Verde. So, Ricardo, please, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lieutenant Diaz. I will give a small presentation about what is Blue Justice Initiative and what effort is being doing to our country to help us to better to fight illegal fishing. Cabo Verde is a small island with the ocean, huge ocean. As you see, we are in the heart of the Atlantic, the big sphere you can see on the West Africa. Our EZ is about 800,000 kilometers square. The land surface only 4,000. So it made us 99% sea. We have a lot of challenge as your countries to fight all the illegal activities, but there is more opportunities. So we should focus on the opportunities than the challenges. And for us to face those challenges, we need a cooperation. As we all are sitting here in this room together to see how we can better to address the global transnational organized crime in fisheries particularly. A country cannot fight any illegal activity alone. We have to share information, we have to cooperate, we have to know each other, and we have to build this trust to better to address all these illegal issues. That's the presenter. Okay. So the Blue Justice is another tool that come to our hand to help us to address these crimes. In Cabo Verde, we focus a lot on cooperation. So one of our strategy is a security cooperation. So we cooperate with many countries, many institutions to address the illegal activities in general. So in this particular one about the IU fishing, we have the Blue Justice that help us to better to cooperate with each other, to help us to connect and to create this network, to create this trust, because for you to share information with other country, with other person, you need to have this human connection. So this human connection is very important. That's why we are having here in this room. So Blue Justice support has been supporting governmental agencies, interagencies, and also regional and in the interregional area. So I'll focus on these 4 main points: information sharing, capacity building, legal frameworks, and technology. Information sharing, it's very crucial because one can have on hand information highly classified. You want to share with your partner, but you have this, maybe you don't have the trust, right? But you know you have to share it. So in the Blue Justice community, we have this world community. In Africa and West Africa, we have this regional community. It's called a Yaoundé architecture. It's to address all the illegal activities at sea. This community is regional. I have a close relationship with the Gambia, Senegal, Guinea-Bissau. Every day, daily, we share information. But Blue Justice, it's globally. Now I have a connection with Jamaica. I know someone in Jamaica. I know we are in the Middle Atlantic. The ship's coming for Jamaica. I want more information about it. I already know someone from Jamaica in other country also. So the Blue Justice, it's a big step for us, Cape Verde. We are in the middle of Atlantic because we have this global community and specifically on fisheries. For us, we connect, we work in the Maritime Operations Center daily. It's an interagency center. We have different agents, but like a multi-role, all the crimes. But this one, it's specifically on fisheries. So I don't have a connection only with the Navy guys in the Coast Guard, but I have a connection with other administrations for other countries, which is very crucial for us to get more information. So this information sharing, we need this trust. That's why we are here. Capacity building. So Blue Justice has been helping us to build our capacity, mainly the small countries like us. We have lack of natural resource. We can get the better condition. We have analysts with a lot of experience in the Blue Justice community. We had an amazing experience in the Vardo. I'll talk about it later. So in the capacity builder to analyze better, to learn from each other, because one issue for my country maybe it's be solved for another country. So this country, they share the best practice with us, and then we learn. So the Blue Justice bring us together to put us in the same room so we can share information during these frameworks. Legal frameworks, very important. We have a lot of legal aspects, but we know we have lot of things to learn. So the Blue Justice, it's also organizing a legal framework to see what are the best practices for different countries. So there is a solution that one country already have. So during this framework, the legal framework together, so we can go to the same goal and then to fight illegal activities. Technology. So today, it's a very important day. This is my first time I joined the Blue Justice. I was been talking to Emma and Stian about the platform to track. So this platform will really bring us together to the community. On my center, I have many platforms to track ships. In the Blue Justice community, I know I can get some report weekly, but on the maritime domain, you have to have multi-platform because one platform, they can complement other. So daily, I'll make sure in my center, the white standard, they will use this platform daily. And then daily, if I have an issue, I want to ask information to another country, the platform now has a chat. Regionally, I can create a group regionally. For example, only with my neighbor countries, regional, we can share information. We can create also groups like in the Atlantic with all the countries. So this technology, I'm 100% sure will bring more partners together and then will bring us closer so we can have more applications to fight illegal activity. To build the capacity, I was lucky to have the training in Vardo with the amazing Vardo team, led by Camila, We have Alexander, Johan, Jonathan, and Amalia. We had about 10 days with them. They were sharing their experience about how to analyze and their experience about how to identify the vessel, the dark vessel, and then behavior of certain vessel we didn't know before in our country. We have a lot of experience, and then we were together with Cape Verde and Jamaica, an officer, and for fisheries, so we connect also the training and then make us connect with other countries. And then we build that trust. We have the field information, and we visit the operation center. It was wonderful, and then I hope this initiative goes to other countries to take part of this thing. Here, would like to take a few seconds. The guy on my left side, Mr. Jan, who passed away in February. May God help him. He was with us, and I'm sure he's still in our heart. All the experience he has shared with us. And he's happy where he is for this important day, for the launch of this platform. We'll keep doing our work to continue. This is the continuation, because our son, our grandson will come after, and then they will go away with this fighting. Also about cross-Atlantic cooperation. So the Caribbean, they launched the Caribbean Hub, and then they invite Cape Verde to participate in the launch. So this was before, because the network was already creating, thanks to the Blue Justice. I was never thinking about to go to Jamaica for a conference, but thanks to the Blue Justice, made it possible, and then to show us the idea, to show us that the hub works, that with that hub, we can create a better network to address the fisheries crime. So this kind of initiative, hopefully, we think we can get in our area, in the West Africa, so we can take the experience for Jamaica. That's why we do, and then we take the best practice we use in our field to better address the IU fishing. So this is our presentation, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Ricardo. We'll then move on to the next speaker, all the way from the Maldives, Mariam Naslin. Mariam is a member of the expert group on digital forensics and prosecutor in the Maldives. The floor is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed delegates, and fellow members of the Blue Justice User Gathering. It's my honor to stand before you today as a representative of the Maldives. My name is Mariam Naslin, and for the past 6 years, I've had the privilege of serving as a prosecutor at the Prosecutor General's Office of the Maldives. Additionally, I'm also a proud member of the Blue Justice Community Expert Group on Digital Forensics. I hope everyone has heard about it. If not, do not worry, because I have more information which I'm supposed to disclose tomorrow because of the lack of time today. Anyways, I extend my sincere gratitude for the opportunity to address this esteemed gathering and share insights from the perspective of the Maldives. Today, I wish to shed light on the endeavors of the Maldives in combating transnational organized crimes within the fishing industry, particularly focusing on the challenges that we face and the crucial role of digital forensics in our efforts. On April 16, 2019, Maldives adopted the Copenhagen Declaration on Transnational Organized Crime within the fishing industry, recognizing the pressing need for joint action in light of our geographical location. Located strategically, our nation holds access to major international sea routes, making us susceptible to various criminal activities which occur in the sea, including IUU fishing, illicit smuggling of illicit fish products, human trafficking, customs fraud, and money laundering. The complex nature of these crimes poses significant challenges to law enforcement authorities in gathering sufficient evidence. Given that many of these offenses occur at sea, reliance on traditional oral witnesses is often impractical. Instead, digital evidence, particularly AIS data, emerges as a pivotal resource in effective prosecution. In our pursuit of justice, the Maldives National Defense Force Coast Guard, MNDF Coast Guard, Maldives Customs Service, my colleague from Maldives Customs is here, Ministry of Fisheries, Marine Resource and Agriculture, Maldives Police Service, and the Prosecutor General's Office. I am currently highlighting some of the authorities which work in this sector, but we work closely. However, timely acquisition of crucial information, especially from neighboring countries, remains a formidable obstacle. Hence, the networking opportunities provided by the Blue Justice community are invaluable, facilitating expedited information exchange and enhancing our investigative capabilities. Moreover, the establishment of the Blue Justice Digital Forensic Expert Group signifies a significant milestone in our collective efforts. This network, dedicated to digital evidence in fisheries crime, addresses a common challenge: the lack of specialized skills and resources in identifying, acquiring, and analyzing digital evidence. While we have trained officers in this field, gaps persist, particularly concerning the gathering of digital evidence, according to the procedures laid down in the Criminal Procedure Code and the Evidence Act of the Maldives. In Maldives, digital evidence is admissible in court. All sorts of digital evidence are admissible in court, but we do have certain procedures, obviously. But we are facing some challenges in that area, especially because of the lack of training, I suppose. So to address these gaps, comprehensive training programs are imperative. Prosecutors, judges, MNDF personnel, and other law enforcement officers require in-depth instruction on interpreting AIS data and leveraging satellite imagery effectively. Additionally, fostering international cooperation among member countries is paramount for expediting information exchange and enhancing our collective response to fisheries crimes. In conclusion, the Maldives stand poised to leverage the advancements in digital forensics and international collaboration to combat transnational organized crimes in the fishing industry. The implementation of the live vessel tracking system, coupled with specialized training in digital forensics, promises to bolster our investigative capabilities and ensure swift and just outcomes. So as we forge ahead, let us reaffirm our commitment to the principles of the Blue Justice and work hand in hand to safeguard our beautiful oceans. I live in Maldives, but I never get bored of the ocean. So to safeguard our beautiful oceans and the livelihoods that they sustain. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mariam. We've now come to the last speaker of the formal program before the closure of today. So I'd like to give the floor to Ulsumbu Adeyemi, who is a scientific officer with the National Space and Research and Development Agency in Nigeria. So Ulsumbu, please.
Wrong maze. Yeah. Move forward. Thank you. Greetings, everyone. I'm Adeyemi Olusunbo Ibrahim from Nigeria, from the National Space Research and Development Agency. So I'll be making my presentation on ocean surveillance in Africa, the Nigerian experience. Nigeria is a very important maritime country. The unfortunate issue is we have oil, which has complicated part of our surveillance issues in the West African region. It makes us prone to piracy, other oil-borne activities, hijacking and kidnapping at sea, which kinds of affect our surveillance. So what happens is because of extreme pirate attacks and hijacking of the cargo ships, the government is mostly focused on